Today's
Sorry.
not so critical update. We are once again without John. Peter has another weird update. I don't know what's going on with this
Yeah,
kid.
that
Um,
guy. He's got something going on, or more than one thing going on, I
yeah,
think.
sounds like. But we also talk about Mullvad VPN. Again, John's going to be mad that he wasn't here because Mullvad is his favorite VPN. Well on the record
Yeah.
with that position, and they got raided by the police, who left with their tails between their legs and no bone to show for it.
Yeah.
Is that a metaphor analogy? Sure. Goes
Uh, and they probably it was worth two in the bush at least, I'd say. So
because there wasn't
let's
one in the hand.
no,
They
but
left
tune in today
empty-handed.
to see us hit the nail on the head. Um, yeah, it's going to be a great episode. We hope you did you proud, John. All right. So we still don't have John with us today, unfortunately. Although I did see him again. I don't know why
Again,
keeps swinging by London. I think he's like traveling a lot and just in between flights or something. But yeah, this time. So I told you he was wearing this really weird outfit the last time, and this time again, very brief visit. But he was wearing like a big red hat and had like a mustache that he'd like shaved off most of his beard, and he just had the
what?
mustache left. A pair of blue overalls and this red shirt on it. It was really strange, and he was talking in an Italian accent. I don't know. It's
What?
the guy is, yeah. It was very strange.
That's crazy.
I think he's seeing some new girl as well called Peaches or something like that. Anyway, really weird.
Wow.
Yeah, but
What an
again
interesting life.
had to dash off. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really hope that he's okay. In many senses of the word. But it seems
Sounds
like he
like
had
it.
something very important to do. So
Mhm.
good luck to him. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, hopefully we get an update soon. It's weird not having him on the show,
It
especially
is
for
weird.
today's story, because this is something. One, I know John is a fan of Mullvad VPN.
Yeah.
The headline here from The Verge is Mullvad VPN maker says police tried to raid its offices but couldn't find any user data. All thanks to the company's
Yeah.
strict no logging policy, which I know you and John are huge fans
Yeah.
of.
I am a huge fan of Mullvad. I think they've done some like beautiful things. So if anybody's not familiar, Mullvad is a VPN provider, and they're famous for being incredibly privacy conscious. One of the things that they did, which I love, is so they don't log any information about your traffic. They don't keep any user information, any customer data if they can avoid it. And one of the things they did was to stop doing subscription-based accounts because that required them to hold too much information about customers. Because to be able to bill someone on a regular basis, you have to have enough information about them to be able to bill them. So yeah, they stopped doing it so they wouldn't have to have that data, which is like such a commitment to privacy that I mean I've never heard of anything like that before. They take cash, you can mail them cash because it's untraceable, and it just mail them cash with an account number, and then they will add credit to that account, and that's the way it works. So yeah, like real believers, and they're providing a good service. It's actually really good.
This is a
Um,
good example of you talked before about how Google had the motto "Do no evil," but then the next level was what?
can't do evil.
Can't do
Yeah,
evil. So this is a good example of can't do evil.
yeah. So this story is great because so it's the Swedish police. They're a Swedish company, and they raided the offices. It said in the article that the police had never been issued a warrant for a VPN provider before, which I mean, I don't know why their first warrant would be for Mullvad. It's so ironic that they went after Mullvad. Um, but yeah, they didn't find anything at all. Apparently, they didn't even know what they were really looking for. Um, it just, it's a sort of a I don't know. I feel like this should be a bigger story because it's very embarrassing for the Swedish police. It
And,
does
and then
not
they
make them
just
look good.
left when they realized there was nothing to be
Yeah,
found there.
yeah. I suppose it's like doing a drug bust, and it's actually really just boxes of I don't know, Barbie dolls or whatever. Like, there's nothing actually to take. It's I don't know. It's there's not much more to say about this other than it's kind of hilarious. I don't know about any other providers that are doing this as well. This is one thing that always crosses my mind. So I've looked into quite a few different VPN providers before, just on terms of privacy to like evaluate them. I'm quite a fan of AdGuard. They don't do logging either, and they have their own protocol. And there's a couple of other companies that claim not to do logging, but you don't actually know if they're not doing logging or not because you don't have access to their servers, and you have to go on trust. Mullvad, there's always an element of trust involved somewhere. They could be just lying straight up. But Mullvad seemed more serious about it than others. And this is a really good verification. I mean, unless it was a whole setup and it's super secret undercover, they're tracking every Mullvad user because they know that, I don't know, it would have to be really deep state for that kind of thing to be going on. Do you use a VPN? Did you manage to actually get one up and running?
I had tried one for a while, but didn't have a lot of success with it. It was kind of a hassle, so I ended up just not using it.
I know one person, at least, who has a VPN running all the time. And it's a sort of plausible deniability thing. So if you only enable your VPN at certain times or to do certain things, that is enough metadata to kind of come to some conclusions. If you have it on at I don't know, when the football match is on every day or every week or however often it shows, you can maybe come to the conclusion that that's what you're doing. So he just has it running all the time. And I don't think he actually does anything dodgy. It's just, it's good that some people do.
When I tried to set it up, I tried to have it on all the time, but then it would like shut off overnight, and I had it set to stop sending traffic if it shut off. So that would happen periodically. It seemed like it kind of slowed down the video for the show recording. So that always ended up being a problem. I just kept having like little problems with it. And any inconvenience is too much inconvenience when it comes to security, which is why I don't do anything.
I know that is your main approach to security is, well, does it annoy me? Okay, I'm not doing that.
Even the tiniest bit.
Yeah, it's so true.
Zero tolerance.
Oh man!
I have to click this button instead of this button. I can't learn new patterns and behaviors. I'm just gonna do it.
I was talking to someone today about how we, as humans, we can have such wildly different points of view, and it's so hard to really truly see someone else's, really truly empathize with them. What we were talking about was the people who queued up to see the Queen. Queen's casket or whatever it was, queued up for 11 hours, 14 hours, because they wanted to be part of history, or because they felt that they actually genuinely had some duty to the crown. And I just don't get that at all. Why would you do that? It seems so crazy. I hope I'm not offending any royalists here, but it just made me think, like, it's so boggling to me. It's a bit like you and privacy. Like, why don't you do these basic things? It's not that difficult, but it's true. You really don't, small. I'm sorry. I really feel beating up on you here a bit. John's not here to back me up, but he's off defeating turtles. But like, I think that, there are people who just don't care, and it baffles me.
Yeah. That's true. We don't.
Such a wide spectrum.
I don't. At all.
I don't understand one thing about VPNs though, which is how it's possible to make any money from them.
Especially if it's free. I guess this isn't free, but
no, €5 a month for Mullvad.
Yeah, it's got to just your only revenue would be the subscription income, because you can't even resell the data.
Right. So does €5 really cover the cost of gigabytes of data downloaded in a month? I mean, I guess that just shows how ignorant I am about bandwidth prices. But
are they paying for that traffic?
Yeah, they have to be, right? Someone has to. What do you mean?
For the exit points?
Well, you have to have a server hosted somewhere, and then you have to pay for bandwidth in and out. And they have servers hosted all around the world. A few hundred, 100 or so servers, I don't know, something like that. So for all that infrastructure, and you pay for data transfer, like it's not it's either metered or you have a 10 megabits, or 100 megabit connection or a gigabit connection. Or whatever. But like, how do you make a profit from that? It seems difficult to me. But I suppose
I imagine some of it was more peer to peer.
Yeah, but peer to peer is still.
Well, each user would be paying for their own traffic, right?
Oh no, because a VPN, you choose the egress point or the ingress point. Yeah. So I choose the what country I want to appear to be coming from. So there has to be a server hosted there somewhere, and I'm connected to it. It has to go through that, otherwise it's just me, right? And you can tell, you'll be able to tell from my address.
You are that Peter Lowe. You probably know people at some of these companies. You could find out for us.
That was a stretch. I mean,
you could find out for us.
All right.
You couldn't right now have somebody at a VPN company on the phone within, say, 15 minutes if you wanted to.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, sure.
I could. Do you want me to call someone right now? We could do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
If I can get hold of Andre. No.
That would be funny. Oh, you even have somebody to call.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Multiple someone.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're the guy. If I had that question,
anyway,
you're the one I would ask. That's why we have you on the show.
Listen, credit to Mullvad. They're an excellent company, and trying to kind of it's great to see the verification of them. But sorry that they had to go through this nonsense from the Swedish police. Boo to the Swedish police. Come on, guys, get it together. At least rate like NordVPN or something. Aren't Nord supposed to be your rivals? That's like Norway versus Sweden. Come on, pick a lane.